These are the updated reporting instructions for the 2023-24 funding cycle for the Human Services Funding Collaborative. First, go to shareoneapp.org and click the link for reporting requirements. Then, on the right side, click the link to download the Quarterly Reimbursement Request and Service Unit Report template. The Excel workbook will download. Click the Enable Editing button. Always start with the instructions worksheet and read the instructions carefully. Follow the detailed instructions to complete the reimbursement worksheet. For each of your service units, follow the instructions to complete these worksheets. If you only have one service unit, you can leave the rest blank. Use this sheet to explain any challenges in meeting your expected quarterly goals, city-specific information, or successes meeting your program objectives. Use the Alt and Enter keys to start a new line. Complete the residence worksheet following the instructions on the instructions sheet. If you're required to complete the city line item table, do it here. If you have questions about this sheet, please contact your city staff. Download the end-of-year annual demographics and program outcomes reports here. This is the demographic report. If you see an Enable Editing button, click it. Always start on the Start Here sheet. Enter your agency name, program name, and the date. The agency and program names will autofill on the following sheets, and if you don't enter them here, they'll show as zeros on the other pages, which you can't change. There are 6 required sheets where you'll report households and individuals, household income, age, gender, race and ethnicity, and a narrative. The homelessness, disability, and English proficiency sheets are optional. As you can see, the agency and program names automatically transfer. For each city, not just the ones you have contracts with, report the number of unduplicated households served during the year. Same for individuals. The number of households cannot be greater than the number of individuals. For people in unincorporated King County, use the Other KC line. For people who live in other counties, use the Outside KC line. On the income spreadsheet, record the number of individuals you served in each income category. Use the blue hyperlinks to see the HUD income guidelines. Please note that the 2023 income limits will not be published until May 15, 2023. Until then, use the 2022 numbers. Because there are so many worksheets in this workbook, you can't see all the tabs at once. Use the little arrows in the bottom left corner to navigate between tabs. Enter the ages for all the individuals in your program, regardless of funding source. Same thing with gender. For race and ethnicity, please report the number of individuals in each of the race categories. Use multiracial if they report more than one race, some other race if you can't figure out where to put them, and unknown if they decline to report. As of 2023, people of Middle Eastern and North African descent still don't have their own category and are usually counted as either white or Black African American. The census has Hispanic, Latino, or other Spanish origin as an ethnicity. People who report being Latino should also be counted in one of the race categories. They can be Latino and white, Latino and black, Latino and multiracial if, say, they're part American Indian and part white as well. It is confusing, but that's how the census does it. If you have questions, please contact your city staff for help. Use the narrative sheet to talk about any trends you're seeing in your program in regards to the demographics. If you had problems collecting the data, please explain it here. But ideally, you will have already talked to your city staff long before submitting the report if there are issues with data collection. These 3 demographic categories are optional to report. They're pretty straightforward and you fill them in just like the other ones. The other annual report that's due after the end of the year is the Outcomes Report. Please refer to your scope of work and just cut and paste the description in the field under Outcome 1. Then, record the total number of participants enrolled in your program for the year. Record the number of participants for whom you have an outcome measure and the number of those who achieved the outcome. Copy the target success rate from your scope of work and enter it here. The actual success rate will auto-calculate. For example, let's say you had 100 people in your program, so that's 100 participants enrolled. You surveyed them on the outcome, but only 80 of them responded to the survey after repeated attempts to get their responses. So the number of participants measured would be 80. And of those 80, let's say 75 met your target outcome. So you would put 75 as the number of participants who achieved the outcome. Your target success rate from your scope of work is, say, 80%. The actual success rate will auto-calculate as 94%. That's 75 out of 80. If you have a second outcome on your scope of work, use the same process. If you need help or have questions on this, please contact your city staff. If you did not meet your target outcomes, please explain why in the box below. Okay, you finished your quarterly report. Please make sure to complete one report for each program you have. Name the file as agency name, program name, and then the quarter. You'll be adding to the quarterly report for the rest of the year. To upload your report into the system, go to the URL listed here, or just go to shareoneapp.org/reporting. Whatever you do, do not create a new account. If you don't know your user login, contact the help desk at shareoneappquestions@gmail.com. Each agency has only one login, which is shared across all staff. If you've forgotten your password, click the Forgot Your Password link to reset. Be sure to notify all staff who use ShareOneApp that the password has been reset. After you log in, click the card for the program you're reporting on. If your agency has more than one program, you'll have one card for each program. If you don't see your program, do not click on Add Another. Contact the help desk for assistance. Okay, I want to upload the report for my program, The Best Program Ever. So I click the Open button for the 2023-24 reports. Then I click the Open button for my first quarter report. To upload the spreadsheet, I click on Select a File and choose the file to upload from my computer. Again, the name of the report should be agency name, program name, and the quarter. So in this case, it's ABC Agency, The Best Program Ever, Q1. If any of your funding cities require documentation, do the same to upload a single file for that city. If you have multiple files, you'll need to combine them into one. Use the Save Draft button until you're ready to submit. To submit, click Mark Complete. Once you submit, you cannot edit. When marked complete or submitted, your report will show as completed. If you need to edit or change a previously uploaded file, you'll need to contact your city staff. Once your report is back in draft status, you can just upload a new file. It'll overwrite what's already been uploaded. Or you can delete the current file before re-uploading. To report on another program, click Home Page in your breadcrumb trail and repeat. If you want to check your program's city award amounts, annual service unit goals, or outcome goals, click on your program card. Click the Open button for North and East cities or South King County cities. To view your actual contract, click the Open button for contract files. If your contract file is not in the system, please contact your city staff. Okay, so I have a contract with the North or East King County city, and I want to see my service unit goals. I click the Open button for Annual Goals NEKC. Then I click on the View button. Here, I can see everything from the city scopes of work, my program's annual awards, service unit names, measurements, descriptions, and goals, resident goals for each city, outcome descriptions, and targets. The last thing we want to do is upload our insurance certificates. Back on my home page, I want to edit my agency profile. Please have your agent first put the certificates of insurance for all the cities you get funding from into a single PDF. Scroll down to the bottom of the page. Enter the new expiration date, select a file from your computer to upload, and then save changes. The agency profile is also where you can update your agency information, including information on your executive director, agency address, and contact information. If you do have major changes, like a new ED, it is good practice to let all your funders know directly, in addition to updating the agency profile. If you have any questions about accessing the ShareOne app system, please email the help desk. For all other questions, contact your city staff. There's a list of staff and their emails on the ShareOne app help page.